a really good team last week, this past Saturday. Coach Colsey and those guys do a really good job, and started fast and got a little bit of an offensive rut there for a bit, and then snapped out of it, responded well, and had a chance to play some better football and played a lot of guys. A lot of freshmen played, a lot of redshirt freshmen played, and ended up having some areas where we improved and some other areas that we certainly got to get better at, particularly the post snap penalties and whatnot. But again, a lot of positive stuff. Certainly, came out with no significant injuries, and been preparing for a veteran offensive team, but a very talented defensive team in Ball State. They do a lot of good stuff, and they have a lot of good players. So looking forward to our opportunity this Saturday here. Questions, please.
The younger guys from the 2024 class, Jordan Love scores his first touchdown. Pruitt gets a pick. Darius Hayes gets a pick. How much confidence is that instilling in you to let those guys play? Seeing them play at a high level like that.
They earned it. Certainly when we enter games like that, we never present playing opportunities and playing time as an inherent right. We made sure that was something that was going to be earned, was going to be displayed, exhibited in practice, that they were going to have to know what they're doing, how they're doing it, why we're doing it that way, and then let them compete. They earned the opportunity. I do want to point out both Robert Stafford and Darius Hayes on special teams. Our coverage team on kickoff took a massive step up because of those two guys. Some other guys, but those two guys really stood out and were special teams players of the game. But just a couple more examples of guys that earned that time and made the most of it.
Mario, you mentioned post-game Saturday about finding ways to challenge Cam Morgan, embracing being challenged. After what you've seen from him the last 2 weeks, what is the challenge you're setting forth for him this week?
Oh, I think everything. I mean, he knows that he's done some unbelievable stuff, but there's no focus on that. Obviously, you recognize it, and there's praise that comes with that, but more focus on areas that we can continue to get better at. Right? We take over at the 20-yard line after a bad punt and having a good defensive stand down there, and ironically, we scored on a 99-yard drive, but we didn't get any points on getting the ball at the 20-yard line of our opponent. So things like that, they follow a little bit on everybody, and specifically, what would you say for Cam? I mean, heck, you'd have to send a quarterback meeting room with us. We would go in detail as to all the things that we want to improve on, and he certainly doesn't shy away from it. He takes it on every single day. He wants to make this team better. He wants to make sure we stay a driven, unselfish, hard-working team.
It's pretty evident he's going to take a red shirt this year. How is he embracing the challenge of improving while also taking the red shirt?
Had a great camp. This was prior agreements prevent later misunderstandings. So he's done very well. He's an excellent player. And you know what? We think Reese is a good player as well. He got some snaps the other day, but certainly Emory has done a really good job pushing himself, pushing his teammates, and having a very clear understanding as how we're proceeding.
Mario, just now that you've had a chance to watch Cam for 2 weeks and take the reins of the offense, is there anything that that he didn't show in practice that you couldn't see in practice that he's kind of surprised you with in games?
No, he's excelled in practices. He's excelled as a leader, and certainly in games he's done it as well. There's a lot more to him. I think it's good that everyone saw him take off with the ball the other day, and certainly we don't want him jumping around all over the place, but when you have to, you have to. And again, he's not made out of ceramic and doesn't play like a guy that's fragile. He throws his body around and he does whatever he has to do to help his teammates win. So there's a lot more in the tank for Cam Ward. I think people will continue to see what we believe and what we know, but he's exhibiting it, so we won't proclaim it. We'll just let him continue to show it.
And I think Robbie Washington posted on social media that he's moved to defensive back. I guess I know you guys worked with him there a little bit in the spring. I guess what was the decision process there, and what do you like about him at DB?
Robbie's an excellent athlete, really good football player. Unfortunately, he's had some nagging injuries since he's arrived here at Miami, and it just so happens that we need a little bit of help at the DB spot. in practice, we've done it with him before, and we've done it with him before because whenever we do tackling drills, when we do coverage drills, his natural ability to bend, right, to come to balance, to strike, ball carriers is, it's special. He did some in high school. If you watch some of his clips at safety, just a very natural guy. And when we threw him up there in press coverage and some of the one-on-one stuff we would do in the spring, it was evident. He's super talented. This guy, we believe that he will be an elite corner. Okay, I know those are strong words, but he has the ability to get on people and stay on people, and he's smart, and he's tough, and he's a good guy. So, we look forward to continue developing him and for his career.
From a mentality standpoint, that's important too, making that transition off. Do you feel like he has that?
Yep. Absolutely. We wouldn't do it unless we thought he does.
With Jalen Rivers, any updates there? Just, what are your thoughts on Markel Bell's performance getting that start left tackle?
Markel played well. Jalen's coming along. He's close to getting back, but a lot of faith in Markel. Markel has earned the opportunity to play, and he played well the other night. He got called for a holding, but again, that was an extended play that involved a lot of different angles and a tough situation for him. So, but he's powerful. He's athletic. He now has confidence. His teammates trust him, quarterbacks trust him, running backs trust him. Nothing but upside there. He's just going to continue to get better and better and has a really bright future.
One of the guys who went down game one, Ruben, Damari, Ryan, how are they doing?
Getting better. Getting better. We're hopeful. We're always going to list those guys week to week with injuries. I can't say I'm going to be completely open and transparent. I won't come out and blatantly tell something that's not true, but certainly going to, keep certain things close to the best.
How about DeAndre Hill and just the way he's progressed?
That's a great question. DeAndre, you saw how fast he is. He's a fast, explosive guy. He's a really good tackler, and he was one that was nagged by a couple things in camp, and he came on strong, finally healed up, had a few plays the previous week at Florida, and then played a bunch this week and started, and we think the world of him, and he's got a couple years left as well. Getting better and better, continued strength and conditioning and nutrition. Just a team guy. Did a great job on special teams as well.
And then Wesley Sanders, obviously, he had that really nice interception. But just seems like things are really, really clicking for him. What are your thoughts on how he's performing this year?
You said it right. Nailed it right on the head. It's clicking for him. Player of the game. Again, this week, his natural instincts are now on display because now he is confident in the scheme and what he's doing, and now he could just play ball. He's not thinking anymore, okay? And when you've gained, I think he walked in, he was as low as, he'll say no, but it's true. He was like as low as 178, probably walked in at 185, and now he's almost 230 pounds, sometimes over 230 pounds. He knows his stuff. He's in great shape. He is physical, so it's all coming together for him, and it's fun to watch, man. He's worked really, really hard. Comes from an awesome family. Glad to get to watch him play and excel like he's doing.
I want to ask you about Isaiah Borton. He was a guy that came in that first class, and just what can you say about how he stuck with the process and embraced competition coming into his position group and continued to improve?
Can't say enough great things about that guy. That guy just worked, and in a day and age where it's, things are more transient or whatnot, that guy just put his head down and just kept working. And he worked through some bumps. He worked through some difficult, situations on the depth chart and whatnot. And at the end, sees himself being a significant contributor to the program. And he's another one where sky's the limit. Huge upside, big, strong, physical. Offense suits him really, really well. The position suits him really, really well. But he's got versatility as well, which we haven't displayed yet. But he does play inside. Obviously, he's been playing outside for us. And, he's going to be a great one. He really is. And he's done some great things so far, and he's a team guy, so super excited about him.
All right, just what are your thoughts on Ball State from what you've seen from them on film?
First thing that sticks out, their offensive line. Big, nasty, physical, 4 or 5 returning starters, a ton of starts together. Just nasty. They get after you. They really, really do. Their quarterback played a great game this past game. They have explosive wide receivers. And they're a veteran, offensive crew. They have a lot of change over on defense. but you don't see a drop-off on defense. You know, you're looking at a team, I believe, last half of their season last year, they allowed, barely over 15 points a game, and they fortified their roster with some transfers and some freshmen and some other guys that have been in the program for a while. So, we studied them throughout the summer, and we knew that this was going to be a really good opponent coming into play us, so we're excited for the challenge.
College football can be crazy. It's part of the reason I think why a lot of us love the sport. Obviously you guys are focused on your own team and your own stuff, but do you look at, or see things like what happened in the Notre Dame game losing to NIU, and does that reinforce the idea that, you have to focus every week for the players?
Well, you better learn your lessons by watching or listening, or you're going to feel them, right? And that's a reality. And here's the thing, guys, is that every team has good football players. And if you don't really believe that, and you don't really train like that, there's going to come a Saturday, a Friday, a Thursday where you're going to be disappointed, And, for us, the best thing that we do, the very best thing that we do is the way we practice. The way we practice and prepare. And the best thing that we have going for us, and it's led by the team, the best thing we have going for us is our culture, And it allows us to be just very blunt and real and right to the point and get to business, But we made it very clear from the beginning, there are no easy games on our schedule. And whoever thinks that way, will be disappointed one day, So stay hungry, stay driven. The most important game of the year is at 3:30 on Saturday, and we're looking forward to it.
I want to ask you about just it seemed like there was a point of emphasis to incorporate Chris Johnson, get him some touches on offense. How do you feel like that went, and why did you feel like that was important to do?
He's an excellent player, huge upside, going to continue to be an excellent player, and going to continue to increase his role. He's earned it. He has worked hard. He has made plays in practice. He has shown that he's dependable. He's got great ball security. He does not bust any plays. He knows what to do and how to do it. So, and he's an awesome teammate. He deserves it, and we're going to make sure he gets it.
Okay. Thank you, Coach.
Okay. Thanks, guys. Have a good day.